As members of the Global Farmer Network,
we believe agriculture is part of the solution,
not part of the problem.
We are committed to developing agricultural leaders
and sharing their stories across the globe.
We have one purpose:
to amplify the farmer's voice.
My voice.
Mi voz. La mia voce.
My voice.
Welcome to Global Farmer Voices, a podcast by the Global Farmer Network, where we invite farmers from around the world to share their stories and perspectives. I'm Delaney Howell, host for this podcast series. And in this month's episode, we are featuring several of the newest members of the Global Farmer Network. In June of 2024, the GFN welcomed their newest cohort of members. I had the chance to meet these new members in person during the GFN's roundtable training in London, where they shared the journey that led each of them to the GFN. The new members spent a week together in London, sharing their stories and experiences as farmers, understanding how to communicate and share those stories, and most importantly, they began to build a bond as the newest class of members that will last them a lifetime. Today, we want to feature 4 of those new members to share just a small piece of their stories with you. The 4 new members we will be featuring on today's episode are Huynh of Vietnam, Antonio Cabrera of Brazil, Oh-nyo of Peru, and Lucy Wangari of Kenya.
Hi, my name is Houng. I come from Vietnam. I grow banana in Vietnam and I'm Global Farmer Network member.
Hi, I am Antonio Cabrera. I am from Mato Grosso, Brazil, and I am a member of the Global Farmer Network.
Hi, my name is Ognio. I am from Peru Farms in Lima, Peru, and I am a member of the Global Farmers Network.
My name is Lucy Wangari from Kajiado, Kenya, and I am part of the Global Farmers Network.
The GFN prides itself on amplifying the farmer's voice, as each voice offers us a unique perspective on agriculture. Not only does the GFN want to amplify each farmer's voice, but we also want to connect farmers with others who experience similar challenges and opportunities on their operation to help foster ideas for solutions. But we also want to connect farmers with others who share similar experiences and challenges to help build a network of fellow farmers that they can employ for knowledge transfer. Each of the farmers shared about their current role in agricultural production.
Our farm grows banana in the south of Vietnam, Bình Dương province, which is nearly 100 kilometers from Ho Chi Minh City. And we have nearly 1,000 hectares with more than 1,000 workers there. And our markets are in the local Vietnam and also for export for some countries like Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, and Middle East.
I was born in a farm and I lived all my childhood in the farm. And all the time I saw the animals and the first feeling, how can I help the animals? Then because I did my degree in veterinary. After I did my post-graduation in India and come back and still was in the farm. And I'm the 3rd generation, as I told, and I have a great pleasure to be a farmer in Brazil.
Like Antonio, Monica also has strong familial ties that fostered her love of farming.
I am the 2nd generation farmer, and my dad, he's a brilliant man. He has all this experience. He studied in Santa Clara University. He has an MBA. He knows a lot about the business. He's an agro engineer, food engineer, but he's not an agronomer. He has engineers, women engineers that work in our land. We trust them. They are amazing. They have all this knowledge about names and chemicals. They are the best. We have 2 big lands. Well, we're not the biggest, but it's big for me. Each part of one in the north of Lima, one in south, and each one has its packing facility. So we are able to load our onions, our sweet onions, and then ship them through the ports that are right near in the coast, because we're there in the shore of the Pacific Ocean. One is in the north of Lima, it's in Huaura, it's called the Little City. It's 3 hours from Lima, and there we have around 60 hectares. We have a lot of water, tons of water, so that's not an issue. And then in the south of Lima, we have 200 and something more hectares. There we dig wells and we take the water from there. There's plenty of water also. And also we rent, because one of our wells dried up, but thankfully we got water inside the land. We dug another well. We have the permission to use it. And as soon as that is in operation, we will stop renting and start the new campaign and growing in our lands.
Lucy's path took a different one. After recognizing the need for farming in her community, she set out to become a first-generation farmer growing onions, a staple in the Kenyan diet. Although not commonly grown in the country, Lucy saw a huge need for the crop, and her passion for agriculture started to foster during her time at university.
So my journey in agriculture began with school. I did my undergraduate in agriculture from JKUAT, that's a university in Kenya, and I did my postgraduate from Israel. And that is how my journey in agriculture began. And when I was in Israel, during the training, we got into a lot of dry land agriculture and practical training. And it was one of these sessions that we went to a greenhouse. And over the weeks, I was able to see how the plants grew from small seedlings into a red capsicum. That is how I fell in love with agriculture. And that is how I left Israel and went back home with a mission of transforming the dry lands of Kenya. So when I came back from Kenya, I got from my studies, I got employment as a farm manager in one of the private farms in Kenya. And it was during this time, at the end of every financial year, we would produce a lot of crops and a lot of animals. But at the end of each year, onions were the crops that had the most margins financially. And at the same time, it was one of the crops that was least produced in Kenya. And then I started getting a lot of media attention around onions. And so people started calling me about onions.
Their various backgrounds and locations means that the technology each farmer uses is vastly different. This variation can depend on things like legislative support or challenges, public perception, or even just access to information and technology. The Global Farmer Network serves as a gateway for farmers to connect with other farmers or companies that can help technologically advance their operation. Hough's operation incorporates many types of technology focusing on their carbon footprint. They even use artificial intelligence for some of their monitoring.
At Unifarm, we care about green agriculture, and we are on project to using the solar panel for our backing plants to reduce the fuel electricity. And then we also install a water reuse system to optimize water usage in the backing plant also. We are using like the irrigation system that save water to irrigate banana because, banana need a lot of water. We use the type of irrigation system that can save water. Besides of that, we also introduce biodiversity enhancement by using beneficial microorganisms through our watering. And that's the way Unifarm do. In the near future, we will change rapidly to biopesticide meant for reducing our environmental footprint and while improving our food quality and the health for the workers.
Technology in Brazil looks a little bit different than it does in Vietnam.
Oh, we are a very high-tech company. 100% of our operations is mechanized. We unfortunately don't have enough labor in Brazil. We have a shortage of labor, changing, and now 100% is machines.
While both Huynh and Antonio run high-tech operations, Monica is looking for ways to incorporate more technology on her farm. However, this is met with a moral challenge, as their farm employs a lot of the local community who rely on the farm to support their families.
We employ around 300 people. That is in a high stage of the production process. But, I cannot just say, okay, I am going to technify with this connection with the GFN. I have this new technology, robots coming in and planting and harvesting and transplanting, whatever. It's something that we can't do because people need the work. The only thing we have are tractors and maybe soil, the things that prepare the soil because it's very soft, it's sand. But we're still looking into what kind of robotics, because it's really robotics, because the seeds are very delicate and the seedlings are very delicate. We're looking into that, looking into how we can bring that technology into the field. But what we can do, as soon as I got yesterday to my house, I phoned my father after a huge day with the GFN in the US Embassy and in the National Farmers Union here in the UK. It was great. I called my dad and said, Dad, I have all of these new ideas. Do you think this is possible? And he's like, yeah, it is possible. Like, let's do it.
While these farmers are incorporating technology and looking for new ways to innovate, Lucy is hoping for legislative support to help her endeavors grow.
The government imposes so many taxes on inputs, so many taxes on agricultural inputs, yet it does not protect the borders. So it leaves farmers vulnerable. We are yet to get a government-funded or a government-controlled insurance policy for farmers. The banking industry is yet to understand. We still don't have enough data for the banks to guarantee loans to farmers. There's still so much that we are supposed to do as a government to enable agriculture and to make it very profitable. I hope we get there, but in the meantime, I think the government can do so much more. Subsidized fertilizer are some of the things they try to do, but I think that is not a long-term solution to our existing problems. We need insurance. We need the government to either enable us to drill boreholes or to drill the boreholes for people, or to have an intermediary for loans, and with the government to guaranteeing loans for farmers or coming up with a scheme that enables farmers to mechanized, because truth be told, we can do better as a country in terms of agriculture.
Huynh, Antonio, Monica, and Lucy all bring valuable insights to the organization, but they'll have different reasons for joining the network. From networking to legislative efforts and access to technology, the GFN will help amplify their voice. Although they are diverse in almost every single way, these farmers have found common ground in joining the GFN.
We are farmers. We will be lonely if we work alone. And even though how big one company is, it is alone. If just no cooperate with other farmers, no cooperate with other agricultural company. That's why we have a lot of association, like farming association in Vietnam, or like the coffee association. And I think that the global farmer network is a good choice for me to learn. First of all, learn from other people. Learn from other counterparts around the world. And because we are farmers, we have the same problem. I don't know how the solution is, but they know, and they can teach me how to do that. And the second thing, the Global Farmer Network will be the place that I can share my story and also my knowledge about agriculture, what I learned from such a year I work in this field. And I think that this is a good chance for me to broaden my horizon. It's so I'm honored to be here today.
When I saw One Voice, I think all the farmers in the world, we know I'm a Brazilian, I am a Presbyterian, then I have some affinities as a Brazilian, my religions, my football team. But I think when we have one common feeling all over the world is the feeling work with the land. I think this kind of feeling that I have when I am in on my farms or sugarcane plantation or soybean, or it doesn't matter. I think it's the same feeling that you have in the United States, someone in Kenya, someone in Japan, and then I think we can use this kind of feeling to have one voice and all over the world.
Innovation, new ideas, like we're talking, it means investment as well, right? It means risking something, but with the risk, comes also opportunities. And as Bill Krause says, if you fail gracefully. At least you tried. And I think with the right connections and with the right information and educating yourself, there's a little risk of failing, right? With the right technology. And that's what GFN gives you.
So now I was eager to learn. I am a believer there's so much we are supposed to do and we have the potential of doing. But if we don't know that we're supposed to do that or other people are doing it, it's a bad problem for us. So I was so happy to come and learn, number one, to experience different people, because there's so much you can see on media about countries, but then when you relate with people, it's different because you get the feel of things, and I'm happy to be here. Another thing I'm going to learn is owning my story. I'm very good at hiding behind numbers, behind content. You ask me, how do you build a brand? How do you put numbers? I will tell you all that. But then they'll ask me, how do you feel about that? So they're like, I really want to share that aspect, but then I'm learning about sharing my story. And I think I have a very impactful story. I think I will use my story to shape the future of agriculture.
The GFN is eager to see what this new cohort of members will bring to the conversations that happen between members, farmers, consumers, and politicians all around the world. Diverse in almost every way, these members shared their stories and challenges with one another, inspiring each other, sparking new ideas, and solving problems. The Global Farmer Network will continue to amplify these farmers' voices. If you're interested in learning more about the Global Farmer Network's mission and its members, seeing some of the things the organization is doing, and finding out how you can get involved, please visit globalfarmernetwork.org. And if you'd like to support the Global Farmer Network through a donation, you can do so at globalfarmernetwork.org/donate. If you enjoyed the podcast today, be sure to subscribe and follow the Global Farmer Network on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Until next time, I'm Delaney Howell, and this has been the Global Farmer Voices podcast.